सलाम मेरे अजीज पंखों।
Oh, okay, they utter and walk away from there while Kai stared at his back. You know, you can't have him. Kai had shot toward the voice. Yoongi looked at him with a hard face. What do you mean? Kai asked in confusion. Little one, he is out of here. You mean I'm out of his? They said arrogantly. No, they is out of here. While Smerik, Jungkook said and walked away, Kafan, and didn't like his word. Someone from Nancy family come to talk to Tae, or more like he asked about the arrangement of dinner. They was talking with him with a soft smile on his face, a hair stand fall on his forehead, causing Jungkook heart skip a beat. He tried to focus on Sana, but his stupid heart wanted to gaze at the simple bird of her beauty. He, Sana, stood behind her while swaying continuously, and his heart and eyes still gazing at Tae. Theon also looked at him, but his eyelashes. Sana excused himself, and they both walked away from the stage, and he was trying to avoid the person in front of him. Theon skipped the drink while gazing at Tae continuously, but the eyes were on the floor. He was about to say something, and they were waiting for him to say anything, but Sana came and took him away from him. They looked at them while they were talking with some guests, with smile on their face, and had on each other. If anyone saw they would see he was of them, but no one. They was heartbroken to the fact that even he was his wife, receiving all the respect and love from everyone. But he did not for Sana. He just wished Jungle could accept him in front of the world and could hold his hand like he was holding Sana. Many men have two wives. In this world, it's not like Jungkook was the first one. Then why can't he accept him? To walk to the kitchen when everyone demanding the cake cutting ceremony. After a ring exchange, be careful, okay? They instructed to the waiters who were taking the cake out. Suddenly, they stopped them. Wait, and went to grab an icing. They went to draw a flower between their names. They didn't notice at first, but it looked a little empty there. They bent a little and was busy making beautiful rose on it with a small visible smile on his face. They always found happiness in cooking and making beautiful and delicious cake. They didn't notice the person, just enter. Jungkook entered and looked for the cake and stopped on his dress as he saw the most beautiful sight of the day. Theon was making rose and fully concentrate on the small smile, his few hair stands coming out of the covering his head. They were staring at without blinking. His smile widened as they was done and making a rose. Unknowledgely, a small smile crept Jungkook's lips, the lips staring at the cake with eyes, making him chuckle at his adorable looking. But for his luck, no one heard him laugh. His eyes went to the boy standing there, staring at his wife with not so decent look. His face hardened. He placed a hand on both of their shoulders. They looked at him. I got lost from there with a look, to which they both nodded and walked out of there. He again looked at they, but that little boy was still busy. The cake with his eyes. Jungkook could not help but laugh loudly, this time gaining his attention. All the adorable face disappeared from the face and replaced with nervousness and seriousness. Everyone is waiting for the cake, he said, which they nodded and looked around to find that boys. Waiter, I kicked them out before they could say anything. He, why? They asked in confusion. He think for a moment before saying, "'Cause they need to do something outside." Now, who will take this? They asked, looking at the cake. We, Jungkook announced. They look at him. What are you starring? Come, let's go. They think for a second, not having any other option. He agreed. They both held the cake with both of the side, with careful. It was not a big, neither it was a small one. It was a medium cake. Everyone was staring at them. They both first time looked like a couple and looked beautiful together. They had a small smile on his face, while Jungkook was also. No one noticed the bond they had between them, as the guest mind were with the thought that Jungkook was Suna's husband. But only one person knew the truth, Yoongi. He smiled, looking at the best friend, and took out his phone and captured their first picture. Jungkook saw Taeyoung standing in the corner, looking at everyone with a smile on his face. He looked around and saw everyone was busy and took there as a chance and went to Tae with a price of cake in his smile. They looked at him and stood in front of him. This is for you, he said, and holding the piece of cake in front of him. I I don't want. They look away. They take this. He demanded in a firm tone. They shook his head, not wanting to give in. He was behaving truly to since few days, and now suddenly he wanted to make they eat the sweet cake when he was throwing bitterness at they all those days. Jungkook sighed in arrogance and took that piece in his hand before taking in front of their lips. And eyes pointed. What are you doing? They asked, looking around. Feeding you. He didn't know, but from the moment he saw the eyes on the cake, please go up from here. Someone will see, they whispered, yelling in a panicked tone as he took a step toward him. Not before you eat this, he said. They looked around and suddenly took the piece in his mouth. Jungkook's eyes widened. He couldn't help chuckling. I have eaten, they said, with full of cake stuffed mouth. His voice was, there is some left, Jungkook said, and mentioning on his hand was small, tiny bit of cake left. He just said that he was sure that they would not take this in his mouth, but they proved him wrong. In their panic state, that anyone could see them and want him to go away, they took Jungkook's finger in his mouth. As they felt his finger made contact with their tongue, his breath hacked as so Jungkook, their eyes widened and shook through both of their bodies and hearts skipped sweet.